So I'm playing. So I'm playing a standard 5K on Saturday. Yeah, there's no fart combo because this is standard, Lambton. So we're playing some standard. I think I'm playing a standard 5K on Saturday. And I was looking back at the decks that I'd enjoyed playing. So I've got I loaded up the various like 2, 3, 4 color control decks we played through, and I was looking at them, and I was looking at the things people have been playing in the format recently. And the big thing we were going into green for was binding the old gods. And a lot of the things that we want to kill with binding in this format right now, it feels like are mostly artifacts. So I kind of wanted to try just, the Grixis core for shredded sails to kill artifacts. And it's also a cantrip. I also think with Teamer Adventures being the more popular Adventures variation right now, Spikefield Hazard seems super reasonable because it not only kills Innkeeper, but it also kills Brazen Borrower as a secondary one of their threats. Ugin's very good. Ugin and Shadow's Verdict are very good against the Naya variations, and then I'm playing some copies of Ox as an additional piece of card advantage. It's also good against Rogue, so maybe between Ox and then a grip full of Skyclave Shades here, where we won't be 0% against Rogues. We'll see. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this one and see how it goes. Yeah, my plan, so someone said Grixis is the 5K, lol. My plan basically is to try Grixis, try Blue-Black Mutate again, and then if neither Grixis or Blue-Black Mutate feel fun and reasonable, we will probably just play Cycling on Saturday. The Cycling is super reasonable, and I like that deck too. Mobile Flinging Tomatoes, thanks for the quarter of a year, I appreciate it. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. And before anybody says anything, listen, for people that are new in chat, I used to fly across the country to play decks worse than Grixis Control and Star City Games opens. Like, registering Grixis Control in a 5K I didn't have to leave my house for is, like, definitely within my range, chat. Hey, nice cans rate. This could be Teamer. We're also like down in the percentages too, so they could just be random brews as well. You lost me at decks worse than Grixis Control. Well, you see... Low in the percentages and a Grixis mirror match. Name a more iconic Magic Arena duo. Nice, Vantrix. Started watching an old Jeff video of Lantern Control. Yikes. Oh, I guess I have to discard now? Okay, that's loose. My play was loose, chat. Shoulda just scribed. And then in peak Grixis fashion here, our opponent does not appear to have the mana to cast their Brazen Borrower. Main deck Mystic Dispute. Yep. Knacker, thanks for the 23 months. Welcome back. So remember, Runeterra is not patching today. Excuse me? Thanks, Orgazoo. I guess we keep playing because I don't really know what their deck is doing yet. Actually, you know what? And this is something I think enough people don't do. People, I often hear people talk about ladder testing. I'm just gonna concede this match. Like, I care about trying to figure out if I want to play this deck in the tournament on Saturday, and playing against whatever Iron Crag Feet pile of Grixis cards they're playing is like not on my list of things I care to play against. The ladder's actually really bad testing. And you can make it a little bit better if you don't care about your record and you concede to random matches that don't matter. But, like, ideally when you're testing, you should be, like, playing specifically matches that you care about. Opponent is showing Yorion here, so I think this is a mulligan if they're showing Yorion. Like, I have Bonecrusher Giant to apply a little bit of pressure, but, like, both Soul Shatter and Heartless Act suck in this matchup. I'm saying it's not much better too. No, there's an open 5K tournament that I think it's Insight Esports is hosting on Saturday. All of my commentators for the Hooglandia Open Series tournaments moving forward will be sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. Standard or historic? Well, I'm currently playing standard, silly cheese. As a hint to your question. So Cool Stuff Inc. not only pays out prize support for the tournaments, but we have an agreement together that if I utilize their other sponsored players, they pay the salary for my second commentator for the Hooglandia events. Yeah, if you leave the browser tab open, Twitch doesn't usually update. Yeah, Jim was good. So I was originally, actually to ping him, I was originally gonna have, I had CGB lined up to do commentary for the next one, but we changed to historic, and he doesn't play much historic, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to commit to learning the format right when the set drops, which I can understand. Like, he's a content creator, and I'm sure standard's his bread and butter. Majority of the people that play Arena play standard, so him giving up standard content creation time to learn historic with some of the new cards probably isn't a good investment on his part. Yeah, Jim will. Jim might be back. So Jim's gonna be at the top of my list to ask if CGB decides he can't do it. All deck submissions should be done using the form on my site. I try not to say yes or no midstream. I think I'm bottoming the Ox. I think we're just like digging for Disdainful Strokes here. I mean, that's not remotely true, Pit Panther. A lot of Grixis decks look real bad in paper. The deck that we're currently playing plays a lot of very reasonable Magic the Gathering cards in it, though, yes. Alright, so I think I'm just playing an untapped land here. And then we'll draw 2 plus step on their face at end of turn here. This is a matchup where Shredded Sails just cycles. Yes, Lampton. That is an accurate summary. I'm prioritizing using my Mazemind Tomes as opposed to cycling the Shredded Sails, though, because my opponent plays Binding the Old Gods. So I'd like to get my cards out of these before they can kill them. I wanted to play a Magic tournament this weekend, Wargy, and most non-Hooklandia tournaments are standard. Is the unfortunate reality. People looking to curry favor with Wizards of the Coast focus on standard. Because standard is Wizards' premier favorite format. I mean, all Magic content producers are selling loot boxes. It just comes with the territory. So, at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and cycle these Shredded Sails. I might stomp their face here. Although maybe I don't want to play out. Yeah, I think it's probably actually more important to get to a... It's probably more important to get to a, stroke. More than anything here. We find a copy of Stroke. It might help us survive. A little bit of pressure. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 40 cards in our deck with 3 on the bottom, so we're through 23 cards. That one of our 3 main deck strokes. This is exactly the matchup we've got some counter spells in the main deck for. And we've got some negates, and then some extra pressure in the sideboard. Yeah, that's fine. Can deal with that one. Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't think the current standard format is strictly bad so much as it just basically everything that's competitive in the current standard format is also competitive in historic, and historic has things that aren't legal in standard that are also competitive. It's basically like the TLDR of nice. The TLDR of like the current formats and why I'm focusing more on historic. Like I wouldn't describe standard as bad. I just also don't think it's better than historic. Just nice. Like there's like technically multiple formats worth playing. So I've got 9 mana now. Do we just like drop Valky? And honestly, getting a negate out of them here seems great. His Bonecrusher Giant is going the distance. He's going full speed. They have another main deck counterspell. Could definitely be the case. No? Okay. Now, the Foretell card's probably a take extra turns.
Do not ignore my draconic talents.
Okay, so we just, like, make sure we don't give them the extra turn here, and we should be good to go. Oh, I guess they're gonna get Klex plus, I guess they get Vornklex plus Valky. It's the normal at the time walk. Could be getting punished for playing the Ugin here. Like, if I gave them Vornklex plus Tibalt, I could have Soul Shattered the Vornklex. Vornklex Tibalt leaves them dead. You do realize Vornklex Tibalt lets them -8 the Tibalt right away and draw every card in the graveyards, right? I assume you don't because you're a member of Twitch chat. This, however...
So many painful memories.
Yeah, Vornklex could be in hand. Winning game 1 here, potentially on the back of Bonecrusher Giant is gas. Is Tibalt CMC 7 or 2? I'm not super clear on that. Depends on which side he's on.
My flames burn beyond perception.
Oh, I guess they're technically not dead, huh? If they have another negate. They could have had a main deck negate there. I let on the Soul Shatter to see if we could get a negate out of them. All right, so board like this. Ox isn't super amazing when we're going up to 6 counter spells, but it's still a clock, and it can gas back up in the mid game, which is nice. Shredded Sails, Heartless Act, Shadow's Verdict's out. Maybe I want 3 Shatters as opposed to 3 Nightmares, because there's a chance they leave some Gargoths in, and Coma could be coming in post board too. So they changed modal double-faced cards, or sorry, they weren't modal. Double-faced cards the OG double-faced cards didn't have a converted mana cost on their backside when they transformed, and those used to be 0 CMC on the back, and they changed them so they're now the same converted mana cost as the front side. So like Delver of Secrets is a 1-drop on the back as well. It used to be a 0, is what got changed. The modal double-faced cards like we have today didn't used to exist. I'll play my 3-1 out here on 2 and start attacking. And split cards have combined CMC. Depends on where they are. So split cards, anywhere other than when they're being cast on the stack, have the combined CMC. But when a split card is on the stack, it has the CMC of the half you're casting. What's the limit on Grixis decks we'll try as the number of cards move towards infinity? Grixis has no limits, chat. Come on now. Double Oxen Hand's a little awkward. I'm just gonna lead on Nightmare here. Just try and get this going. Solid thing to get negated. Disdainful Stroke is a clutch draw. Yeah, I'm super happy to get negated there, and like exchanges like that are such good examples of why Nightmare is worth bringing in a matchup like this. Like getting an exchange for a counterspell in that spot is very good for us, and they're happy to get it too, probably because now, I'm not convinced that this is a card I should be playing. It's very possible these should just be like glimmers or something. I'm definitely looking awkward with Disdainful Stroke here. So they've got 5-6 mana here. So the idea of this slot was I wanted another way to generate card advantage. So Kroxa doesn't really accomplish that goal. It's the TLDR. Like what this slot is attempting to do, Kroxa doesn't do. Alright, 30 lands later. Hey, Jeff et al. Vaccine is coming available Friday to all 16 plus in Colorado. CO's Colorado, right? Someone help me out. I believe CO is Colorado. Here's hoping. Lights at the end of the tunnel. And thank you for the very generous tier 3 Spartan. I really appreciate that. Looking back. It's California. Alright, you get to take my stroke away here. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so they can play a 6th land, so they're not gonna be able to ultimatum us this turn, at least. I can Soul Shatter a Yorion and then crack them for 3 again. I assume they're doing this because they're going to get to draw infinite cards here. Sure. Hey, Scamos, thanks for the 24 months. Welcome back. I mean, I assume they want to take Soul Shatter out of my hand. I guess this, like, also lets them insulate against me drawing a counterspell next turn. They can also blink it, which is probably good for them. Good, guess this. This Shade's gonna single-handedly kill him, isn't it? That was the idea of me putting it in my sideboard. It was, hey, let's board into Skyclave Shade, and then we can be proactive a little bit in this matchup and against other control decks. While also being a card that's good against rogues. I'm gonna do this now before they can draw Negate. Alright, yeah, I think these are gonna have to turn into something else. These are really, really not looking good here. With my counter spells. T-Kush, thanks for the 23 months. Welcome back. I mean, almost all 3-color decks are like two colors splash a color. No, I want it to be something that draws cards, chat. That was the goal. I wanted it to be something that draws cards. Chat, this is not historic. I guess I shouldn't fault people too much for keep recommending historic cards. We mostly play historic on this channel, but also stop it. Man, I really want to negate this. They bottomed so many cards. They're so low at this point. Well, they have two blockers in play. Oh, I should have stomped a bird. I should have stomped a bird. And then I'd keep my Shade in play. That could cost us. That's a mistake. They'd be at 1, and I'd still have this on the battlefield. I was gonna windmill the Ox, and then we drew another counterspell, so I guess it's Bonecrusher go. Again, just like wishing this was any other kind of card advantage here. Yeah, we're gonna cut the Ox after this match. That being said, this plan seems real. So that's nice. What could they draw that punishes me for not countering this? They played a Tangled Florahedron game 1. So if this resolves and they play Tangled Florahedron, I no longer have lethal. Okay. Got him. Alright, I think Ox is still gotta go. Really spiked that off the top. One could say. I mean, to be fair, Ox would have probably won us the game as anything else that drew cards, right? Yeah, Behold's the easy answer. Behold is definitely this is probably what we should play. Just wanna do a quick peruse and make sure we're not missing anything else that could be good. Ox is no Bedlam Reveler. I actually think Ox is probably better than Bedlam Reveler is in Standard right now. This is a point of reference. So Scions technically aren't card advantage, right? What does this card do? Can't be blocked. Exile cards. That's probably not very good. It's probably just Glimmer, huh? They are if you ultimate them. Yeah. They do provide some nice smoothing. So the thing about people recommending cards like Rankle is 1, Rankle has to connect, 2, it's not card advantage, it's card parity. Ballistic Whiskey and Kieran, Quiet Kieran. I think I might have missed those resubs. I'll come back if I did, sorry. And if I didn't miss them, thank you again. Honestly, I paused on Solemn. I could see Solemn being a card worth playing a couple copies of. Would it ever be a Jeff stream without forcing some pile of cards in Grixis colors? Go down, Squishy. It's for the 56 months. We are trying to get to Ugin. Can we just put Cruel Ultimatum in our deck? Yeah, that's the big brain play. This, like, isn't as strict card advantage as I wanted, but we have, like, 2 Valkies and 3 Ugins. It's kind of color fixing, too. I'm gonna try a couple of Scions. See how they feel. Soul Shatter is such beautiful artwork. Yes! That's why it is one of the many reasons why it's an incredible shame I can't buy a borderless version of it. Dear Wizards of the Coast, why are there cards I can't get borderless versions of? Please, please take my money. Why won't you take my money? Take my money, wizards! Wizards! We have a borderless stroke. The latest stroke comes in borderless. There's a borderless version in paper too. Shut up. No way. Okay, go find me that. Find me that too. Go find that deserves a tweet. If there's a paper borderless version, but I can't get a borderless digital version, Soul Shatter. Wow! Wow, what a joke. What a bad joke. That's incredible. And by incredible, I mean incredibly embarrassing. Faceless Haven, Snow-Covered Mountain, Foretell. They're the old blue-red flash deck. Oh, they're blue-red giant. So, for people that are just joining us now, I'm interested in trying to figure out if I want to play this deck in a tournament this weekend. So, for this set, I'm going to be conceding matches that are other people playing Bad Brews. Because the way you figure out if your bad brew is somewhat reasonable isn't playing it against other bad brews. Like, if you're playing a deck and you're gonna do well in a tournament, especially in a format like Standard, like in Historic, this is a little bit less true because Historic's more Wild Westy with the deep card pool. But like, if you look at Standard tournaments, their top tables are very consistently the same. And while, like, Historic has, like, a couple of decks, like, say, Junsack that are consistently up there, the range of other things is wide. Yes, that's true. I am expecting Standard a little bit less so. We're betting 50%. So we queued into a bad Grixis Mirror, as well as looked like blue-red giants was that last one. And then Sultai Ultimatum. So hopefully we can find some other real decks in here. And again, if I was just playing for fun, it would be fine, and I'd do whatever, but... well... nice, Mr. Bunny. Kid Kizzy, thanks for the 14 months, welcome back. All rares since I started collector boosters have full art, non-foil, and foil releases that can be obtained. Nice. So opponent's playing mono red and just kept a medium hand last game. Your mom taught me to never keep a one-lander. Your mom sounds like a coward, Johnny Hotbox. Listen, you'll never lose a game. You'll never lose a game because you mulligan to 5 if you always keep 7. Them's just the facts, okay? Let's see if we can survive to get to turn 5 here. Verdict's a card. I think I leave in the couple of main deck copies, but I also think I explicitly don't board in the extra ones in a matchup like this. Oh my god, I tapped a land thinking I had to tap a land. I'm so dumb. Don't ask me. Don't ask me why I did that. It's fine. We're just stomping something anyways. I don't know. I don't know where my head was. I was activating Treasure Map. It's early. I know I haven't activated that card in a long time, but that's where my head was, so... Wrong Jade clue, yep. Alright, so if they draw... If they draw another brick this turn, or if they draw... If we want them to just draw, like, another creature that dies to Verdict, right? So, like, Bonecrusher here gets to gain us life and block this. Then we take either 3, maybe 7 if they draw a land. We need to not get cleaved, chat, which obviously we're about to get cleaved. Holy crap, chat. They didn't... Is their deck broken? Should they file for compensation? I'm pretty sure Arena owes them a refund. Hey, NA. Good to be back. Magic sweet right now. Opponent is 100% not in the MPL. Excuse me? We get Runeterra patch notes in about 3 hours. Hey, thanks for the 36 months, Seth. What's your prize? I've got a plot of land for you in Hoglandia that's all your own. It's all your own. And if you hang out for another year, you get a castle to put on that plot of land. Can I get the land as an NFT? Nah, I don't condone bit whatever it's called. Whatever you kids are bitten and batting with these days, I don't condone it. Wellspring? What's the Wellspring deck in this format? Oh, it's the Naya Adventures. Got it. I don't think it's boomerish at all to not be into Bitcoin bullshit until I can use a Bitcoin wallet to buy food at the grocery store and other things where I just use my credit card or PayPal. Bitcoin's this made up funky money that's not really real. Sorry. It's not. Until you can you can do that now. I promise you I cannot go to Walmart or Meijer and buy groceries. Does Amazon take... Fine, I'll even give you flexibility. Sure, all money is made up, but it's about usability and accessibility, chat. You're correct that all money... I'm aware you can buy Bitcoin with PayPal. Bitcoin will take your real money and give you bullshit stuff. I'm aware of that. The issue isn't turning your existing fiat money into Bitcoin. It's going the opposite, chat. And I understand that I'm angering people out there that are really into burning up the environment with their Bitcoin mining. And you're correct that actually all money is made up, but there's a difference between money that's made up that we already have and that everybody accepts, and this new one that you're trying to push. Regardless of what upsides it has, and I believe you that it technically has upsides. Aside from the fact that it's also killing the environment due to climate change and greenhouse gases and you burning energy constantly. But you can pay your MasterCard bill with cryptocurrency. Call, cite a source. Link me, daddy. The idiots who push their glasses up and are like, but Jeff, all money is made up, is peak actually discussion of the topic. It's like, yeah, you're technically correct, but like functionally you're also very wrong, and you know you're wrong, and you're acting in bad faith when you bring it up. MasterCard will start supporting select cryptocurrencies directly on our network. What does that mean? What does support select cryptocurrencies directly on our network mean? Can you describe that for me? Define it? Like functionally, what is the result? It means I can go to anywhere that takes MasterCard and pay Bitcoin for my purchase? Is that what it means? Because if that's what it means, that's what I'm asking for, and that's great. At that point, I'll consider that. If I can go use Bitcoin anywhere that takes MasterCard, that's fine. That's exactly what I want, and that's reasonable. But until we get to that point, it's not really. So, quick note about sideboarding here. We're going to board in some spot removal. We're going to board in the extra sweepers. I'm going to bring in a couple of negates over Disdainful Strokes because negate counters their adventures and their scalds. So like, yeah, if something like MasterCard lets you pay your credit card balance with it, that's very reasonable, and at that point, I'll stop making fun of your fake currency. But until you can use it effectively everywhere, until it's as easy to pay with Bitcoin as it is my MasterCard or Discover Card or Visa, it's really not functionally useful to the average person. It's not. And also chat, for the record, this is to date myself here a little bit. I started working on open source projects in a decade and a half ago, and people have been trying to tell me their Bitcoin's worth money and I should be taking it as payments and shit for like 15 years now, and you still can't buy groceries with it. So like, maybe we'll get to the point where you can do that. But until I could just like go to the grocery store and buy groceries with it, it's really like, it's not real. How are you supposed to pay with crypto when its value changes drastically day to day? Yeah, it's another very valid question. Cave Core, thanks for the 23 ones. Welcome back. I'm sure we'll get some angry nerds in my YouTube comment section over this discussion. What would that Bitcoin be worth now versus 15 years ago? I'm sure I could have scammed some poor sap out of money at this point with the way it randomly fluctuates around. Does Cosmos Elixir deserve consideration here? No, that card doesn't draw cards. That card cares about your life total to draw cards, so it largely doesn't. I was gonna buy lunch with Bitcoin, but Elon Musk tweeted and now I'm broke. I do most of my living day to day in Ethereum. I sell what I need to pay bills a week in advance to pay taxes and other assets. Yeah, like, you have to like cash your money in a week in advance? That sounds like a giant unnecessary nightmare. Ooh, I think we're pretty dead to a Toski here, huh? I'm still pretty far off of Ugin. I guess I could murder their two things in play and deny them drawing cards. Sure, it's like a stock. Sure, I would accept that Bitcoin is a form of a stock exchange type thing, but that's also, again, that's not a currency, right? Like I don't call up my Edward Jones guy or cash out my stocks at Public. Speaking of Public, new sponsor here on the stream. You can get your piece of the stock market here by clicking on my link. The context shill. I don't consider that, you can't do that to buy groceries, right? So like, if people were calling, you know, these cryptocurrencies a variation of the stock market, like, I think that's like an honest representation of what it is. Like, that sounds good. And like, maybe that's the problem with it. Maybe it's a branding issue, but like, they all call themselves cryptocurrencies, right? So, like, it's pretending to be money, but if I have to cash it out like it's part of a stock exchange, it's not really a currency. That's not what it does.
Let us plan for the trials ahead.
Oh, that's an answer to that. That's an answer to the Toski.
Beg. Won't help. And away you go.
And away you go. It's so cryptic it barely exists. The Naya decks generate an incredible amount of advantage, you're not wrong. This card helping them kill you as well is good. Felidar Retreat's pretty scary. And now this is actually part of the problem with Royal Scions. So Royal Scions have smoothed our draw here a little bit, notably. But it's also worth noting that while they've smoothed our draw, they've also strained us on lands, right? Because this technically isn't card advantage. It simply converts one resource into another. It loots, right? So if I draw Ugin here, for example, I don't have enough cards for, and we're dead, I don't have enough lands to play an Ugin because I had to turn those lands into other spells with Scions. Which is an important distinguishing factor about card selection versus advantage. Card selection that something like Royal Scions provides is not as good as getting us to things like Ugin. Maybe I do want to try Sad Robot. Try a couple of those. Also, for the record, just so people understand that I'm a very reasonable person, if you're using cryptocurrency and you're jumping through hoops, or if you're not jumping through hoops, it's just convenient for you, and you like use it in your life and it makes your life easier and better, and you use it like money, great. I'm just telling you that to someone like me and to most normal people, until you could go to the grocery store or pay on Amazon with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, they're not real to us. Even if all currency is made up, the made up currencies that you can use accessibly are the ones people care about. And honestly, that link to the MasterCard article, if you can pay your credit card bill with your cryptocurrency, that is a huge amount of validation for cryptocurrency as a whole. That would be incredible, because that would let normal people pay money with their MasterCard and then turn that into things that they actually need, right? Zombika, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Wouldn't be here without folks like you. That also, like, criminals launder a massive amount of money. Yeah, probably. Feels Brett, man. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome to Hoaglandia. That's my understanding of it currently, Serenade. Literally, that like we talk about the whole GME thing and people buying out that and like inflating the price of like what happened with that whole thing with the stock market. Cryptocurrency, to me, as an outsider looking in with like, it's just not a full understanding, but like it basically looks like a bunch of people profiting off of each other through speculation, and the only people actually making money are the ones that are eventually selling out. And someone like the Bitcoin thing is basically like a large, long-scale GME where someone hasn't been left holding the bag yet. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Like someone hasn't been left holding the bag yet because it hasn't been given up on. As an outsider looking in, that's what it looks like. It's not a pyramid, it's a trapezoid. And you know what? Just like with the whole GME stock market thing, like if you're someone making money off of it in the meantime, or like getting some, making money's even the wrong term. If you're someone that's getting stuff out of it, the stuff makes happy, chat. If it's purchasing you things and making you happy, God bless. But yeah, in the meantime, it's big pyramid scheme energy for sure. I get Teamer ultimatum, or it's actually probably wrong to tap out here. Because if they ultimatum me next turn, I could hold up stuff like Heartless Act here. Yeah, I think this is wrong. Because even if they like take my Soul Shatter, I could like Heartless Act Vorn clicks before their Planeswalker comes down. Yeah, I could have played around ultimatum a little bit here. I mean, I don't even know that it's fair to say I hate the game, so much as just like I understand the game and I'm not really interested in playing. I think would be a better descriptor. It's not that I hate the game, it's just that I actually understand what's going on. It's just like it's all speculation, and I'd rather I'd prefer not to buy into the speculation there. if that makes sense. All right, I think we board the same way we boarded last time. So Verdict's out, Axe out, Shredded Sails out. We're gonna leave Soul Shatters in because interacting with things like Vornclicks and Coma is important. It's also going to take a thing like a Stray Valky off the table, which is good. We're gonna board in Skyclave Shade for extra pressure. These for discard spells and then some counter spells. Bitcoin equal Raid Shadow Legends. Nah, Raid Shadow Legends is fleecing people with loot boxes. It's not a pyramid scheme. Raid Shadow Legends is like Magic the Gathering. Thanks for the 2 years, Toe Smasher. I appreciate that. It was really funny. I remember the first time I did a sponsored stream for Raid Shadow Legends. I had multiple very angry Magic players leave comments on the YouTube video that I put up that they were appalled that I would promote a game like Raid Shadow Legends. I was just like, man, y'all idiots need to like look long and hard in the mirror if you think Raid Shadow Legends is doing something obnoxious that Magic the Gathering isn't. The only thing Raid Shadow Legends does that Magic doesn't is Raid Shadow Legends is better at taking people's money. Although, honestly, I'm not even sure if that's true anymore. Magic's really ramped up their ways we take money from people in the last couple of years. Also, for the record, in addition to doing a couple Raid sponsored streams, I've played an unhealthy amount of Raid. I did my clan boss battles on my cell phone this morning before I went live. Raid, much like Magic, is a very decent game that's buried under a pile of predatory monetization. They're basically identical. To be fair, my Raid Shadow Legends spending for 2020 was only higher than my Arena spending because I took 3 months off of playing Magic Arena in 2020. Arena definitely would have beat out Raid. Like, for example, this year, I've been back streaming Magic this year for 2 months. And my Magic Arena total expenditures for 2021 are currently $849.91 as a point of reference. BJ Forget, thank you for the 15 months. And Oxen, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back, folks. Fighting the Frost Spider at this very moment. Yep. If you're still sponsored by Raid, would you still say they have predatory I can't say Raid has predatory monetizations during the specific sponsored segments because they ask that I don't say things like that during the direct time that they pay me. But any other time, yeah, I'll be honest with you. I won't say it's not predatory during their sponsored segments, but I also won't directly call a spade that during the specific hours that they pay me to stream it, which we haven't done one of. I do one of those like every 4 or 5 months, occasionally when they ask me to. Like I said, their actual game is fine. Yes, a significant chunk of the almost $900 I've spent on Magic Arena this year is due to the fact that I had to buy a bunch of Kaladesh remastered to get into historic stuff. Correct. That's exactly correct. That's usually all sponsored things come with that. They ask that you don't explicitly say negative things during the sponsored segment. They don't ask you to lie, but they ask that you're not explicitly negative, which I can be reasonable and do that. Man, these Bonecrusher Giants and Skyclave Shades have been real good in the Sultai matchup. Basically doing exactly what I want them to do. The OG Slappy, thanks for the 2.5 years, welcome back. Well, Magic Legends hasn't done any sponsored segments, I don't believe, Rook. I'm pretty sure everybody who's played Magic Legends has done so of their own volition. I don't think I've seen any hashtag sponsor. Like I've poked into their Twitch category pretty consistently just to see like what kind of viewer numbers people are getting. I don't think I've seen any explicitly sponsored things for them. Pre-rolling ads on Twitch significantly impacts my desire to check out new streamers. Yeah, streamers don't really have control over that, 49er. The only way streamers can get rid of pre-roll ads is by occasionally manually running ads midstream, which is why when I walk out of the room, I try and run an ad, because it disables pre-rolls for a little bit. Definitely don't want an Ugin anytime soon. I'm gonna draw that when we have like 10 plus mana. So this is where FTC regulation gets blurry and awkward at times for people that aren't familiar. You are technically sponsored by something, even if they're not paying you, if they're giving you something. So, for example, if I give someone this is something that I've done before, is I've given other content creators free entry to the Hooklandia Opens, and those are technically sponsored players via FTC regulations, and they need to disclose that they're being, and I tell them this, they need to disclose when they're playing or talking about the event that they're technically sponsored by the event, even though I'm not paying them money, I'm just getting rid of their entry fee. So there were a bunch of people who had codes to give away from Magic Legends, and having codes to give away technically means that you're sponsored as a point of reference. She also say they're paid. Okay, that's good to know. That's good. But in general, it's good to know that just because you see someone have like a hashtag sponsor doesn't mean they're necessarily taking money. Which is actually why, where is it? We're probably going to do Runeterra if their patch doesn't suck. I've got this League of Legends Partner Program banner on my overlay for Runeterra because Riot gives me Runeterra cards. So the League of Legends Partner Program technically legally conveys that Riot's giving me stuff for Runeterra. None of this is legal advice. If you need legal advice, please consult a lawyer. Just to get my ass covered here. I didn't say I wasn't a lawyer. I just said I wasn't providing you at home with legal advice. Lawyered. All right. Just so we're clear, chat. I am an occasional member of Twitch chat. And as an occasional member of Twitch chat, I am in fact a Dr. Lawyer Astronaut. Aren't we all? Exactly. See, you get it. You're supposed to scry it upkeep there. Do I want to hold up 2 counters? Oh, I shouldn't have played my land. That was loose. Alright, chat, mistakes are made. I haven't played with Skyclave Shade a ton. my man on this. But obviously, I should have held the land to see if they were going to trade there. Land is perfect. I'm also an armchair quarterback. You know, usually I don't like countering ramp spells, but I think I'm gonna make an exception in this spot. You sit on a throne of lies! I'm gonna do this and kick this. As Grixis said, this actually felt super reasonable. There's a good chance I play this on Saturday. I like this. I like decks like this a lot. With the second shade, I just let this happen. Holly-K, yeah, that's fine. I have Soul Shatter. Sarkhan the Masterless, Grixis, or 4-color for Historic? Yeah, definitely. I think we gotta counter this, because otherwise they get to Yori and Blinket. I'm a little sad if they draw exactly Ultimatum, but like they have Vortex and Kiora in their hands, so Ultimatum's not even that scary at the moment, right? Royal Scion wasn't good. I'm not convinced that Scion's good, or that Solemn's good either, but... just play 2 more lands. Honestly, playing a couple more Psycho lands probably isn't the worst thing I could be doing. Are you ready? Bonecrusher's ready. Our Ultimatum matchup seems reasonable. Yeah. Skyclave Shade, Bonecrusher Giant plan seems super real. Seth, thank you for the very generous tip. I appreciate that. Grixis, Sarkhan the Masterless. Sounds good. Have you tried playing more Mazemind? I would play 6 Mazemind Tomes if they let me. Thanks for the quarter of a year, by the way, Soju. I think I might have missed that one. I'm kind of off my notification game today. Eightful Eidolon in Standard, eh? The public links work here. I checked both of them before I started this morning. It takes you to a nice page on their site that has my picture on it, chat. It's lovely. Pengu Power, thank you for the 5 years of support. That is an incredibly long time. Welcome back. Of one of the OGs. So, I feel like there's a good chance they're playing things like Mire's Grasp and Deadweight. So I think I'd rather play Mazemind Tome and get scrying with this rather than play this and potentially just have it die to a -3/-3. Pretty cute. Thank you for the 24 months. Welcome back. Colin, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this morning. It's a target for shredded sales. I think this card's really good right now. Seems like it tags a lot of things in the format. It explains how the coin-based debit card works. Listen, if you need to explain to me how I use a supposed credit card, it probably isn't very reasonable how it gets used. The only explanation in order for a currency to be real, the only explanation I should need is you hand it to the cashier and they swipe it and they know what to do with it. My first Jeff memory is switching to Go for the Throat in the modern Blue-Black-Berry sideboard, because I said it couldn't be redirected to Spellskite. Ain't that the truth? For using it in a store, that's exactly how it works. Sure. And then that's reasonable. It has a Visa, MasterCard, or Discover logo on it. You know, we were talking about reasonable Phyrexian mana cards we could see on Arena. What's it called? Could be exactly that. Spellskite would be kind of a gas card to have on Arena. Is that a good draw? If so, why? Please explain. Sure, that's reasonable then, Bluefire. Cleave. Can cleave targets only creatures you control, right? If they have Ghost Form here, we could be in trouble. Is that lethal? 5. Not quite. Goodbye, friends. Hey, 2468. Thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I guess we could die. No, we probably can't die because this, right? We get to gain 4 here. We're just looking for lands at this point. Just now before I forget. Hey, why do I need to Valky take their Luris, chat? Can you explain? I'd much rather let them play the Luris and then kill it, right? Slacker, thanks for the 34 months. I appreciate it. Ghost Form isn't legal in Standard. We are playing Standard still. Okay, it's good to know. Alright, so we're done here, right? Scry looking for a land to cast this Ugin. And we're gonna shift over to Historic after this. Probably play one more match after this. My favorite kind of Ugin, chat, the concession Ugin. Eliminate. Eliminate. It's probably an okay Elspeth's Nightmare matchup. Shredded Sails probably isn't particularly great. Bring in the Eliminates, obviously, and none of the rest of these seem very exciting. Become as gods. Nier's been really good. One's been fun. Oh, also, I feel like I need to share my findings with people so other people can learn like I have. I talked on stream yesterday about having issues with the DisplayPort cable on my new monitor. And yesterday, chat, I learned, did you know that there are different versions of DisplayPort cables? Not all DisplayPort cables are the same just because they say DisplayPort on them. I did not know that, and I simply did not want to rerun a cable through the back of my desk. And when I unhooked the DisplayPort cable I've had for years and hooked up the brand new DisplayPort cable that came with the new monitor, it worked as expected. My issue disappeared. Yeah, there's literally no labeling on them. Like, I compare the brand new one to the one I've had for probably half a decade, and they're identical. Yes, there are apparently also versions of HDMI as well. I have no idea. I have no idea what the difference is. But there's a difference in them, and my issue with being able to wake my computer up from being suspended was solved when I changed DisplayPort cables. Solemn seemed pretty reasonable so far. Ramping to Ugin's kind of nice. 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 And what's funny is I had asked, like, I don't know, probably close to a dozen different tech people had like tried to help me debug my issue that I had been having, and no one thought about the cables having versioning. I idly mentioned in a different conversation with someone that I had gotten a new HDMI cable with my monitor, and that made them ask me if I had used a new DisplayPort cable as well. Shout out to Matt Man. I was still pretty surprised though, using the older DisplayPort cable, it literally was locking my entire computer up and preventing it from waking up from sleep mode. Like, it wasn't even just stopping the monitor from waking up, like none of my peripherals or anything came on. Like, the computer like started coming out of sleep and then it just froze. Are they getting a screen flicker issue at all before the sleep? I don't think so, but I also hadn't used it that much. Yeah, you're coming in towards the end of Grixis. However, we're also going to brew Grixis in Historic, so, like, you know, plenty of bad decks to go around today. It was my old cable from before 2016, very likely. I've had it for a while. Chat, we've been playing Grixis for 90 minutes, and I'm not sickened or disgusted by it, and I'm considering playing it again. Is this the chosen one? Is it the one the prophecies forespoke of? Back away from the keyboard. Yeah, none of my monitors came on hexaplegic, and my keyboard and mouse wouldn't respond either. I really hope that didn't send I have emotes disabled, but emotes being disabled now still lets you click on this, which is annoying. Please don't make me craft this right before a new set. I mean, to be fair, the new set's probably not going to shake standard too much. Yikes. Yikes. We did get a white counter spell for Sultai Ultimatum though. So like maybe, but also probably not. Peak Grixis is drawing 2 of your 3 Disdainful Strokes against Mono Red though, while also being on the draw. Yeah, I mean, Stroke's not completely dead here. You also just, like, don't want it in your opener. If we can dodge a cleave, this Solemn might bridge us to the Shadow's Verdict. Maybe. I definitely want to activate this every turn, because I want to gain 4 life with it ASAP. This is much better than a different card draw spell would be here. The fact that it impacts the board here is great. I feel like if they had a Bonecrusher, they would have played a 4/3 and attacked me for 7. How? Really? That feels surprising. I was expecting the Frostbite spell. Are we dead? Yeah, looks like we're dead. Yeah, dead a couple of ways. Okay, so we don't actually change that much here, but we get to mulligan intelligently, which is a big deal as well. Like, for example, so they don't always have, like, literally the only play they make that punishes killing the knight on 1 is, like, exactly that 3/1. And, like, if I'm not killing the knight proactively, I'm taking at least 1 more hit from it. I don't really think I'm unhappy with any of my decisions I made that game, so much that I kept a hand that wasn't good against mono red. And, like, again, like, a game like that, this is why it's important to think about what your testing means. In the tournament on Saturday, there's a good chance I don't lose that game because I don't keep that opening 7 against mono red. And the tournament on Saturday, like most tournaments on Melee, is an open deckless tournament. And that's a big factor. Being able to mulligan intelligently game 1 is a huge leg up for interactive mid-range and control decks. This hand's close. Ugin in the opener sucks. Like, you don't mind Ugin in this matchup when it comes off the top in the late game, but you really, like, this is, like, the question I gotta ask myself here is, like, is this 6 good if I pretend the Ugin doesn't exist? Maybe. Is my average 6 better than the 6 that this hand already has? Probably not. It's good. This one could go either way. I could think there's an argument for mulligan this hand. I'm probably cycling an early Shredded Sails. So I wanna hit my land drops. Okay. I think I'm verdicting this board. I could be wrong. We're at 14, but our opponent has 5 spells in their hand. Which is scary. Runeterra patch notes usually go up in about 2.5 hours, Toriel. My plan is to take a peek at them on stream before we start near. So if we kill this, if we spike an untapped land here, we get to play Ugin and poke the Bonecrusher, and then we're in an okay spot. Stabilizing high-ish. They have the creature land, but I have Heartless Act to clean that up. Ghost fire.
Greatest creation.
They have like mountain double frostbite here? No?
Do not ignore my draconic talents.
We're definitely Heartless Acting the Faceless Sleep in here. Night. And remember, chat, this is the easy game. This is the game where we were on the play. The hard game is the next one where we gotta try and win on the draw. Don't they board out frostbites? Yeah, they should.
Ghost fire.
Ghost fire.
Greatest creation.
They have a 1-drop with haste here, I get sad. Get to put the full 7 in with the Ugin ultimate. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like cleaves and stuff in their hand at this point. Hydrate who can always trust with your kid. Yeah, basically. Ah, yes. The 1/1 getting killed by the Spikefield Hazard. That was definitely the point of no return. That was the straw. Yep. All right, gotta try and win on the draw now. The sand ain't gonna do it. Sand might do it. Maybe. No turn 1, deal 1, which is what we ideally wanted. Spikefield better than Shatterskull. Yeah, I think so. I think Spikefield's better than Shatterskull in this matchup, and it's probably better than Shatterskull against Teamer Adventures as well. At least that's my posit. That was my logic when building the deck. Okay, they're stumbling. Probably want to shatter their soul here, so that way we can double Heartless Act on 4 or Heartless Act plus Cycle Shredded Sails. So I'm doing this in response to their Flameblade Charger because they choose during tiebreakers. I want them to have to sacrifice a creature that can attack this turn. Highest mana value, excuse me! We have not errata'd out converted mana cost yet. Actually, it is still converted mana cost until the new set gets here. Thank you. I'm gonna let this happen and hope to draw one of our Shadows Verdicts next turn, I think. I might have been right to kill this in response though, so they don't get a token. Go either way on the X. Like now if I kill the Annex, I have to Heartless Act. They get 2 tokens off of it. We might get nickel and dimed out of this game. I'm letting them attack with all 3 here because if they want to cleave, I can negate it. So obviously, if we didn't want them to cleave, we'd Heartless Act before they attack. I think I'm cycling this. I'm supposed to cycle at sorcery speed in case I hit Mazemind Tome. It's probably the case. Biased. Yeah, looks like we're gonna die here. Even if I hit the verdict at this point, the Faceless Haven's lethal. This core felt very reasonable. This glut of interaction with this as a piece of card advantage. I feel like these two cards as card advantage probably weren't good enough. Like, part of the issue with like that aggro matchup there was that like I kind of ran out of gas while one-for-1ing them, because like these aggro decks have so much incidental card advantage in them, right? It's probably just as simple as playing some copies of Behold the Multiverse as a draw two. Yeah, Bulky, the big problem with Bulky is that the go over the top deck in this format is a combo deck. Now, Ashiok's not really card advantage. I guess Ashiok's 2/3 are... Ashiok's 2/3s are like... And Croxa's the wrong kind of card advantage. Like, I don't want card advantage by taking random miscellaneous cards out of my opponent's hand. I want card advantage in the form of Mazemind Tome that gives me extra cards, or in the form of Ugin and Verdict that remove my opponent's board. So I feel like after this set, Joe, thanks for the 23 months, by the way, I think I'm inclined to do Behold, is that what it's called? Yeah, I think I'm inclined to do this. This deck would play the crap out of a 4-mana Karn. This deck would really... Oh, wait. I think I just answered my question. I was just about to say, I think this deck wants a Planeswalker that pluses for card advantage. I should try this card. This could do what I want. That's hot, literally. And like, again, you just like pretend the -9 doesn't exist here. And you just like play her. So like, I had Ox in the deck initially, but the problem with Ox is you don't control when you discard your hand when you want to play it out. So it like restricts when you could cast it. This could easily be the droid I'm looking for. Yeah, like when your hand's empty, she just like gives you 3 new cards. Yeah, and against like something like red aggro, she's consistent removal every turn, right? So like she plays to card advantage on the board too. The new Jace. This one? Yeah, that's not card advantage. I guess at 5, it's like kinda card advantage. I also can't play a blue card. I only have 13 blue sources. I can play a red card. My mana base supports a red card. Hey, thanks for the follow, Obsidian. Thanks for the entire year, Johnny Hotbox. I appreciate it. Welcome back. We're gonna do, so I'm gonna be done with Grixis for today. We've been playing this for almost 2 hours. I want to move on to the next deck. I don't want to hang on single things for too long. We had a donation deck come through. We're gonna try Chandra next time. So the tournament that I'm playing is on Saturday. I wasn't disgusted by this deck on our first playthrough of it, so we'll play sad Grixis with the sad emojis. We're gonna play more Grixis in Standard tomorrow or Friday to start, and we'll try some Chandras then. Made to Mythic for the first time off your Jund Vornklick's Chandra deck in Historic. After living in Diamond so long, it was nice to be in the finally lower percentages where I can play Magic again. Hey, congrats! Thanks for the 2 years.